Okay, some important news coming on your screen. The government has imposed anti-dumping duty, which has been imposed on China, USA, South Africa, Thailand and Taiwan. This is something that players like JSW Steel, JSPL, pretty much every single steel player has been asking for. Okay, so let's go into the details. The details that we have so far is that the anti-dumping duty has been imposed on cold rolled steel for now. There is also some anti-dumping duty that has been imposed. Okay, the percentage, the duty is ranging from about 5 to 57%. That is specifically on cold rolled steel. This is what we are picking up at this point in time. Anti-dumping duty has been imposed on cold rolled steel imports which come from these countries, including China, USA, South Africa, Thailand and Taiwan, for about 5 years. So the percentage is very important. The duty is ranging from about 5 to 57%. And again, China, remember, has rather been one of the largest countries that have been dumping. And this is something which will safeguard the entire steel industry. This is something that we've had pretty much every single steel player, including Kaushik Chatterjee, including Sajjan Jindal, talk about it. There have been lobbying bodies that have been approaching the government separately. The government has said that they are looking at this, and for now anti-dumping duty has been imposed. We don't know if it expands onto other products as well, but for now cold rolled steel is what is being discussed, and the anti-dumping duty has been imposed. Now remember, if you look at the countries that have been listed, it pretty much includes all the countries that have been dumping duty onto that have been dumping into India. So China and USA stand the largest in that list, if I'm correct. Next comes Thailand, then South Africa, then Taiwan. This is one I think is the fact, but all in all, we'll try to get you some reaction. The range of 5 to 57% is important because it'll probably depend upon the products, depend upon the various countries that are dumping this duty. We'll try to get you some reaction, but yes, remember, most, I'll give you a sense about the companies that have been affected by this. JSW Steel has lost the most, Tata Steel next, after that JSPL to an extent, and then come the mid-cap companies including Kalyani Steel, etc. Okay, the CBEC has notified this anti-dumping. They have notified that. All right, Sapna actually has some more details. So let's just go across to her. Sapna, this is very important news coming in. There are finally some safeguards. Is this just limited to cold rolled steel, or are there any other products that have been included?
No, basically this is limited to cold rolled flat products of stainless steel, and primarily imported from the countries that we have already mentioned. So basically it says that there was a review of the matter in terms of import of cold rolled flat products of stainless steel from basically China, Korea, European Union, South Africa, Taiwan, Thailand, and the United States. And this was an ongoing review of the sunset clause. Basically, it was supposed to sunset. The anti-dumping duty was supposed to sunset. So now the government has extended the anti-dumping duty again for the next 5 years, because anti-dumping duty is always for a 5-year period. And the same set of countries are there. The range that we are talking about right now is between 5 to 57%. The 57.39% anti-dumping duty has been imposed on the People's Republic of China for the cold rolled flat products of stainless steel. After that, in fact, Korea is the one that will attract the lowest duty. 5.39% is for Korea. And if you look at Chinese Taipei, 15.93%. So it's a wide range. Quickly, let us look at South Africa. South Africa, for imports from South Africa, the duty will be 36.91%. And for European Union, it will be 29.41%. European Union also, certain countries like Spain and some of them, the other European Union countries will attract a higher anti-dumping duty of 52.56%. So this is basically in continuation. The sunset clause was being reviewed, and looking at the condition of the steel sector as of now, the government has gone ahead and revisited and extended this for another 5 years.
Sapna, what about the other countries like China, Taiwan, Thailand and US?
That's right.
What are the percentage?
Yes. So, if you look at South Africa, I have already mentioned 36.91%. Thailand is very low, 4.58%. 4.58 to 5.9% is for Thailand. USA is also pretty low.
China, what about China? Because China
is the highest. China is the highest, as I mentioned. China is the highest, 57.39%. And even Korea is Korea is very low. Korea is just 5.39%. So I suppose the largest number of imports have been coming from China. So hence you have this duty.
That's pretty much what stands out. Quickly, what about US? I didn't get the number on US.
US is also very low, 9.47%. Okay. So the highest is for China at 57.39%. Lowest is for Korea at 5.39%.
Okay, we'll actually get some reactions going, Sapna. Prakash Diwan, in fact, is joining in. Prakash, you heard the numbers. Of course, China is what we've been asking for the longest time. 57.39% duty on cold rolled steel. Your initial reaction on this, how significant would this be for companies like JSW Steel, Tata Steel, etc.?
Well, so it does make a lot of sense for the larger players, the ones that you mentioned. And no wonder, we saw them in today's session earlier. They actually bucked the trend and stood very strong. Unlike what was announced by China a couple of days back, where they were talking about, the Chinese have been lowering duties for exports for their steel manufacturers because of the kind of situation they are facing, a glut that they have. But that was for pig iron and for billets, which really didn't matter so much because most of the imports are on the, CR coils, CR
Prakash, can I just twist the question on its head? Will there be a problem for the cold roll consumers?
Users.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
What about automobile companies, consumer durables? Will they complain?
No, they would, Lata, very clearly. In fact, that's one of the reasons where Maruti was talking about hiking prices because of higher input costs. So you know what that means now. Of course, they attributed it to higher input costs because of Forex as well. But especially, people who use specialized steel, which is used in automobiles, it's still not manufactured in India to the extent the appetite exists. It's only some players like JSW and all who have a smaller thing.
I know it's a little unfair to ask you. Would you know the arithmetic? We are told that landed steel from China is about $270 per ton for HRC, for flats.
Yeah.
So this 57% is on that 270. So do we actually look at a price of what, $400?
No, it doesn't work like that. It's not. So the current level that you see is including of that duty, which will continue now. So what it does is So what they've done is they've extended that clause. They don't want it to kind of get over, and they continue with that regime. So in effect, it's not going to add on to that particular price. Yeah. So this is, if you read between the lines, it's an extension of the duties the structure that was existing, so that nobody takes advantage of the new lapsed kind of this thing.
So you mean the landed price is going to be no different tomorrow than what it is today?
No, it
would have fallen.
Yes,
they have prevented it from falling.
That's all.
Oh, they just rolled it over, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Prakash, thank you very much for joining us. Chintan Mehta, the analyst from Sunidhi, and our own CNBC TV18 Marketwala, Mr. Tulsian, have also joined in. Chintan, is that how you understood it? It's a rolling over of existing anti-dumping duty, and therefore on starting Monday, the prices are going to be no different from today?
No, Lata, I just want to confirm them, because what I've been hearing is that it's a duty on stainless steel rather than a normal cold roll coil. First, need to understand, because there's an existing anti-dumping duty on cold roll stainless steel. So you need to clarify that, because I'm not yet in receipt of.
Actually, you're right. It is stainless steel also. But now I don't know whether it's also.
It's on flat cold rolled stainless steel.
Yeah, so exactly.
So it's not on. It doesn't look like it's on carbon steel. It looks like it is on stainless steel.
So it doesn't make any difference for JSW Tata Steel. It's the only beneficiary will be Jindal Stainless Limited. And so it was a continuation. Well, we have been, and this stainless steel from China has been all over the world, and all over the nations have been facing for the problem of the stainless steel, considering the nickel situation. So when it's a continuation, it was already there. So it's a continuation of stainless steel. So I would like to before that
I'm sorry.
Tata Steel would be making.
We only saw. I take your point, Chintan. The first thing we saw was only cold rolled steel, and it was the second line that ran and said that it is cold rolled fat products of stainless steel from China. So you're right, it looks like it's stainless steel and not all steel. So it's only Jindal Stainless that will benefit. A little bit for sale, I would assume, no? Don't they make alloy steel?
No, alloy steel is different than a stainless steel. Stainless steel, we try to add a chrome in it, and even it's compared to nickel. So nonetheless, Jindal Stainless is the major producer of that. Okay. And while considering this, all these other players, their government is working on a minimum import price. So I doubt whether they'll be propagating any kind of NT and earlier than that. So they're working on a minimum import price. Okay. So I guess that announcement could be due later on, rather than this kind of move.
All right, point taken. Thank you very much, Mr. Tulsian. I think we have to now narrow down our area of discussion. It appears that it's only cold-rolled stainless steel products that are getting protection of 57% from Chinese output, Chinese landed imports. Any comments? Jindal Stainless, the only company to benefit?
See, Lata, let me just add here. In fact, we see when we are talking of JSW Steel, Steel Authority, or maybe SR Steel and all sort of things, actually the competition is more because we don't see any kind of ferrous cold rolled steel getting imported. In fact, the large quantity comes of the hot rolled coil. Yes. And the next process, hot rolled is converted into cold rolled, and cold rolled is further into the specialized or maybe GPGC. And this, what we are talking of the cold rolled stainless. Yes, and this is the continuation. Already that anti-dumping duty, and two companies falls in that category. One is JSL Stainless and second is Visa Steel. Visa Steel have shifted their major production now from earlier HR coil to stainless steel. They have their plant at Tarapur, and majority of their production has shifted on the stainless steel. So these two companies, and I don't think that this is something new. This is just an extension. So no changes. In fact, even status quo for the JSL Stainless and even Visa Steel.
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Mr. Tulsian. So those are the two companies, and it's a rolling over of an existing duty.
So the two companies to watch out for on Monday, Visa Steel and Jindal Steel.
Well, they were actually pretty active today itself, so somebody smelt it.